Good evening and thank you all for being here. 4 years ago I took what felt like a huge risk. For the first time I publicly shared my experience with Rett syndrome, by sharing my words with many of you at this very event. Here's what I said back then. Think of yourself in a cage in a room full of people, and the cage is soundproof. You feel uncomfortable, maybe thirsty, or hungry, in need of some assistance or wanting to ask a question. Think about how frustrated you are when nobody hears. No matter how loudly you shout your requests inside your cage, none of the people in the room with you can hear. Now imagine instead of a cage you're trapped in, it is your own body. That is my life, an intelligent mind imprisoned in my body. I say that it felt risky for me to share these words because I did not know if I was ready to become a spokesperson for the Rett community. I was unsure about living up to the expectations I placed on myself should I decide to step up to the plate. However, 4 years later I can proudly share with all of you here now, that I believe my risk has paid off several times over. Since my first speech, RSRT has raised enough money to fund several medical trials, getting us closer to a cure with each dollar raised. Also important, since my first speech, we have been able to connect with so many more families who shared their daughters' stories with us. When I see girls like Jocelyn, Hannah, Chelsea, Maggie, and Sadie, I think about them feeling caged inside their own bodies, as I always have, and the risk of accepting responsibility to speak on their behalf is a no-brainer. For a moment, let's revisit my previous metaphor of all of these girls locked up inside themselves. Prisoners of their own bodies. Brilliant and beautiful minds stranded in isolation. This might sound like a damsel in distress type of situation. But what I want to share with everybody is a secret I have learned about girls with Rett. There is actually a warrior woman inside each one of us. We go into battle every single day from the moment we wake up. We fight to be understood, we fight for our voices, and we fight for our independence. Girls with Rett are courageous, unwavering, determined and strong. So just imagine what we will be able to accomplish once we find the key to unlock our full potential. Since I have reached young adulthood, I have wondered about setting an example or providing motivation for younger girls facing the daily challenges of this disability. While I have been told that my words are inspiring, I recently gained inspiration from the story of another Gaby you might have heard of. Gaby Giffords, former congresswoman from Arizona, has overcome a severe head trauma following a gunshot wound and regained her ability to speak after countless hours of hard work and therapy. Rather than complain or hide away, she proudly shares her struggles while encouraging others to be passionate, be courageous, be your best. This phrase really stuck with me as I considered my opportunity at being a role model for girls like me. When I think of a role model, several characteristics come to mind. It could be a person who has persevered and overcome great adversity when all odds were against them. It could be someone with such a strong will that they try whatever it takes to be heard, even when nobody else can hear them. A role model may likewise be someone who stands aside to let another person share their voice, someone who devotes themselves to the service of others. Perhaps even a role model would be courageous enough to speak out, to stand up and go into battle on behalf of those who are unable to do so by themselves. When I think of every person I have met within the Rett community, I have seen each and every one of these qualities, and so many more. With the tireless work of the incredible scientists in the Rett Syndrome Research Trust, and the support of all of you in the Rett community, I hope that one day I can use my own voice to repeat the inspiring words of Gaby Giffords. On that day I will say to Hannah, Jocelyn, Chelsea, Maggie, Sadie, and to all girls with Rett, be passionate, be courageous, be your best. Thank you.